Water. Earth. Fire. Air.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. This is going to be my new Avatar: The Last Airbender Netflix video. Brian Konietzko was doing a bunch of updates about the series and why things are taking so long, so we'll break it all down. There's a bunch of big stuff happening behind the scenes. He did tease some really cool stuff coming up. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. I'll think of some fun Avatar: The Last Airbender themed giveaway to do when they start actually rolling into episodes. But I'll just break this down top 7 style, starting with number 7. The Avatar: The Last Airbender Netflix series has been delayed way past the original intended release date of 2020 for a couple reasons, as you would probably assume. But it's not just because of Hollywood having to shut down for a couple weeks. If you don't live in the United States, recently Los Angeles and a couple other major cities like New York and San Francisco went effectively on lockdown, making everybody just stay inside their homes for the next couple of weeks. So pretty much all of Hollywood, all movies, all TV shows that were in production like Avatar: The Last Airbender were forced to take a mandatory 2-week break. At least, it could be longer than that. But because everyone's been trapped in their homes for the past week or so, Brian Konietzko has been posting more frequently and finally started talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender Netflix episodes. This is what he said, so I'll just paste his messages here. Hello friends, tense times indeed. I encourage you to take the time to read the following and heed his advice as much as you can. He posted a bunch of scientific articles and newspaper clippings of stuff that's going on with the virus. I'm not going to put that stuff in the video. That's not really relevant to what's going on with Avatar: The Last Airbender. But then he thanked everyone, just said take care, stay safe, then apologized for the lack of official updates from Netflix, from himself, Michael DiMartino, on the Avatar: The Last Airbender series. He said it's been a slow process, way slower than they ever expected. I'll explain what that means in a second, and what he means when he says very exciting things are in the works on the project. Obviously, that's what you want to hear, that there's really cool stuff coming up soon. Then he just reminded everyone to take it easy because it's going to be a rough couple of months, and they'll share more updates on Avatar: The Last Airbender as soon as Netflix will let them. Netflix actually controls the flow of information, so if you don't hear updates from creators on series like Stranger Things, for instance, it's because Netflix doesn't want them releasing information. So number 6, what does Brian mean when he says development on the series went way slower than he or Mike ever thought it would? Well, the good news actually in that is that the big holdup wasn't so much about the story or the scripts. If you weren't sure about what the story is going to be, all they're doing is adapting the story of the original animated Avatar: The Last Airbender series, but doing it as a live-action series. But because the original animated episodes were only around 21 to 23 minutes long, the new episodes will be closer to 40 to 45 minutes, maybe even longer. Anime is famous for its filler, just ask Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball, or any long-running popular anime series. So if you think about the original Avatar: The Last Airbender series as being the manga that they're using to create the new hour-long series, just imagine that they have to write themselves a bunch of extra filler to stretch those episodes out. More dialogue, more character work between all the big bending scenes, the fight scenes, just to fill that time. They wrote and supervised all the old episodes, so it'd be kind of like Toriyama coming back to rewrite his old Dragon Ball manga and adding a bunch of extra material with each issue. So it's good filler, it's not bad filler. There are a ton of high-level costume design and set design people in Hollywood available to them, so actually building the look of the series and the costumes isn't that hard. And because they have Sifu Kisu that's also going to be working with them on all the bending stuff, they already did all the hard work when they were developing the first series. Like if you've watched any of the behind the scenes from the original series, you can see him developing the bending styles. It'll be the same for the new live-action series, so it'll look really badass. They'll probably wind up doing 8 episodes per season, and hopefully they make it to 5 to 6 seasons. Hopefully Netflix doesn't make them condense some of that story down into fewer seasons. But breakdown would be kind of like this. They end their season 1 with the winter solstice. Aang gets the message from Roku about having to master all the 4 elements and defeat Fire Lord Ozai before Sozin's comet arrives, and they're all dead meat. They end season 2 with the original book 1 finale, The Siege of the North. My girlfriend turned into the moon? That's rough, buddy. They end season 3 with the library where they meet Wan Shi Tong and Appa gets kidnapped. Then they end season 4 with the original season 3 finale, Crossroads of Destiny, where Aang almost gets killed by Azula and goes into a coma. Then they end season 5 with the Day of the Black Sun. Probably the most memorable event from that episode is Zuko finally confronting his father, Fire Lord Ozai, and Ozai basically telling him that he never loved him. Zuko finally stands up to him and vows to stop him no matter what. Then obviously you end the final season with the original series finale, Sozin's Comet. That was a 3-part episode, so hopefully they don't try to mash that all into one single hour. But number 5, the real holdup on the development of the series is all the technical stuff. There are a lot of things that go into that. First and foremost is the actual bending scenes and fight scenes. The main characters, Aang, Katara, Sokka, Zuko, eventually Toph when she comes along in Season 2, are all between the ages of 11 and 16. Even if you cast actors in their 20s that can pass as teenagers, it is super hard to find young actors that are that size who can 1, look a little bit like the characters at least, 2, aren't total shit actors, and 3, can perform at least some of the bending and fight choreography. Like, it's super easy to find good actors who can also fight on camera, but there aren't a ton of kids that you can pick from that can do all those things. Really good example are the kids from Stranger Things. They do a decent job with all the acting and the character scenes, but the kids themselves do very little actual fighting. And when Eleven is performing fight scenes using her powers to fight someone like the Demogorgon, she usually just scrunches her face, her nose will bleed, she screams sometimes, and that's way easier to perform for a kid actor than a full-blown, graceful martial arts fight. In number 4, right now, the really cool thing that everyone in Hollywood is just starting to do for really high-caliber TV series like Avatar: The Last Airbender is supposed to be, is using the filming technology that they developed for Star Wars: The Mandalorian. I did a separate video about this a little while ago. They released a trailer, and it basically shows how they filmed the Mandalorian episodes in a very holodeck kind of way, if you're talking about Star Trek Easter eggs. They have a brand new camera system in a giant video wall that envelops their soundstage so that when they're filming with an actor, they can project the environment around the actor and it's synced with the actor's movements so that when the actor will turn their head, the environment will rotate around. So it's like you're filming on a holodeck. That's the kind of technology that they need on a show like Avatar: The Last Airbender, where everything looks amazing. All the locations, all the buildings, the palaces. It's really hard to find places like that in real life to film where you can actually take all the actors and get everything done. Number 3, when are they going to announce the main cast? So originally they were supposed to start shooting in February this year for an expected release date of the end of 2020. So they probably already have at least some of their cast locked down. But because production has ground to a halt all over Hollywood, they'll probably take their time in finding the rest of the main cast. Nobody in Hollywood will be able to film anything for at least a couple more weeks, possibly longer than that. Typically, Netflix won't let people reveal their cast until right before they start filming with the actors, and right now it seems like that won't be till at least the summer at the earliest, if all the craziness dies down. There were some casting rumors and leaks a little while ago. I did a few videos about that, but the biggest announcement they've made so far in terms of cast is that Dante Bosco will be in the new series. They even did a big panel with Dante Bosco recently for the 15th anniversary of the original series. It's been 15 years. I did a video for that, so I'll link it at the end of this, but he talked about some funny stuff, his memories from the series. They also ragged a little bit on The Great Divide, so if there's any material that they don't adapt from the original series for the new episodes, it's probably going to be the Great Divide episode. They wouldn't say what role Dante Bosco was going to play in the new series, so I'm hoping it's either going to be Uncle Iroh, Fire Lord Ozai, or even Cabbage Man. Rise of Cabbage Man. Number 2, also really important, Jeremy Zuckerman will be coming back to do the music. If you didn't watch the original series or you didn't know, he is the person who did all the music for Avatar: The Last Airbender, then he came back and did the music for Legend of Korra. He did an interview last year where he said he'd be rearranging his original Avatar music for the new episodes. So if you really love the music from the original Avatar series, they'll probably start releasing tracks like that separately from the series, like when Toss a Coin to Your Witcher blew up after the Witcher Netflix series started. In number 1 WTF, big question, now when are episodes going to be released? Before the big virus hit and delayed everything even more, I was expecting them to release episodes by next spring. It takes between 6 months and a year to finish special effects on episodes. So with the shutdown the past week, now we'll probably be lucky to get new Avatar: The Last Airbender episodes by the end of next year. Just plan for the end of next year, and if they somehow energy bend themselves into an early release date in the fall, we can all just celebrate the surprise. So if you have any big questions about what's going on with Avatar: The Last Airbender, or you want any special bonus videos for the series, just let me know in the comments. I will do more update videos as they bring more news. Like Brian said, they're getting ready to announce some more really big, really cool stuff. Everyone click here for all my new Avatar: The Last Airbender videos, and click here to learn about Ahsoka Tano coming to the live-action Mandalorian Season 2. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.